everybody, hope this video finds you well. I've got some new pickups to show you, all kinds of games and stuff. I bought a PS3 Slim recently, and I got this controller. This was pretty cheap. It's a camo controller. It isn't official. You saw my video about the fake ones. They're everywhere. Unfortunately, this is a real one. I looked it up and asked the guy if it did the 6-axis control, and it does. And I just really like the camo ones. I thought they were really cool. I really wanted one, so I found this for pretty cheap. It was like $16. This is a rare PS1 game. The thing with this, it was kind of funny. I bought the disc separately. This is called Psychic Force, and it's a fighting game for the original PlayStation. Published by Acclaim, developed by Taito, whatever you want to call them. And it's kind of fun. It's 3D. It's a kind of open environment, and you can fly in the air, kind of like Dragon Ball Z characters. It's an alright game, but anyway, I got it because it's really uncommon. I paid $30 for the disc, and I bought the disc on Amazon. Now this was funny because there was a different game in here, and this was on eBay. I forget what the game is now. It wasn't anything that important that I can think of at the moment, but I noticed they had this case with it, and it was really cheap. You only want $11 for it, so I bought this because of the case, you know, the Psychic Force case, so that way I have the case and the CD, because I don't like to have PS1 games that are just the disc. That's just a little thing of mine. I don't care if I have PS2 games that are just the disc, but PS1 games I'd like to have just the disc. This is, I traded in Stuff D Starland and got this. This is Armored Core, the second one for PS1, called Project Fantasma. Really cool game, really cool series, excellent graphics for the PS1, kind of older now. This one's getting harder to find. They had it for a good price there. And you know with them, you're going to get a clean disc. Armored Core, this is the first one. I don't know if I showed this in a previous video or not, but I've had this for a few weeks now. This was only, I want to say $19 on eBay. Really wanted to play the original. I remember playing the demo disc, and I wanted to own that. This is a funny thing. This is Forsaken, which I used to have. Science fiction 3D shooter. Really cool. Really similar to the Descent series that was on the computers. This game's fun. I rented it back in the day. Didn't know what to expect. Really enjoyed it. Loved the music. This disc will play on your CD player. This was on eBay for really cheap. This is a really easy to find game, really cheap. I suggest at least checking it out. The N64 version is good too. Forsaken 64. Now this is from Amazon. They're selling this, but this was originally only came out in the UK, I believe. This is called Forsaken the Music. It has tracks that are in the game, but they're slightly remixed. So it takes the original tracks from the original Forsaken game, which there's like 10 of them on here, and it gives you a couple new songs and then some remixed versions of those songs. Really cool. I really enjoyed it. Not very expensive on Amazon, so definitely worth checking out if you enjoy kind of techno mid-90s type of music, which I enjoyed growing up. This I've noticed has gone up in value, so I found one for $8. This is Apocalypse. Bruce Willis is in it, his voice is in it, his likeness is in it. I don't like it much. It has cool moments. The graphics are really dark and hard to see. You need to turn your brightness up on your TV. They can be really hard to determine what's going on. I wanted to have it because it's getting hard to find, basically. It does have a little bit of language and violence in it. It's an action shooter type game. This I used Amazon credit to buy, Final Fantasy VIII, because I still, to this day, have not completed this. But I have gotten the strategy guide recently, which I don't know if I showed in a video. I don't believe I did. I bought the strategy guide at a half-price books for a good price, so I can finally complete this game. I think it'll really help me complete this game, because I got stuck. I've started the game about 3 times on this and gotten kind of far, but never finished it. I finished 7 and 9 on the PS1. Here's Fade to Black, personal favorite of mine. This is actually the sequel to Flashback for the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. It's a sequel designed by the same people, Delphine Software. Really fun. It says around the back it's the sequel. It's 3D graphics. The controls are a little clunky, very clunky, but it can be fun. I found this at my Goodwill nearest my home. $3, the Herb Sims in the City. I traded in my copy of the East Starland, so I wanted to have another for my Xbox. So glad to have that there. The disc was shiny. Thank God for that. This is called Cell Damage. Not a game you ever really see. I'm not sure if it's rare or not, but I never see this game. It is pretty cheap to find online, though. This was bought from Amazon for just a few dollars from a Goodwill seller. I played it and it's okay. It's not that great, but it seems like it might be fun with multiple players. There's my cat spying on us over there. This is also at the Goodwill for Goosebumps Horrorland Ps2. Never heard of it. So I picked it up because I'm like, what in the world is this? So I'm not really sure what that game's about. I think it's kind of hard to find. I want to show you guys my PS3 games I've gotten. So this is my most recent one. I had a birthday certificate from GameStop in the mail. 20% off, I believe it was. And this was only $14.99 at GameStop. Got all 3 games. The original you have to download, and you have to have the disc in order to play it. But I like the original, and I've played through 3, but I've never ever played Killzone 2. So I wanted to play through all the series again, because I consider this a good solid series. I've heard Killzone 2 has a lot of language in it, so that sucks. I don't think Killzone 3 had much. I don't remember for sure. My cat's trying to bother me. Ni no Kuni, excellent RPG. Definitely worth all the good reviews it got. This is an amazing game. Bought this on Amazon with some Amazon credit. Awesome game, awesome game. Blazing Angels 2, got this at the GameStop for $4.99. This is a fun game, good graphics, flight shooter. Finally put Uncharted. Oh my gosh, now I know what everybody's talking about with this series. Excellent, awesome series of games. Amazing shooting controls. Good adventure elements, like the Prince of Persia games. Man, this was awesome. I finished this recently. Can't wait to play 2 and 3. And then Layer was just $2.99. That's why I bought it at GameStop. I actually enjoy it. All the people like to rat on this game. I think the controls are fine. I'm not sure what everybody's upset about. This was found on Amazon. This is the only one I could find with a manual. Auto destruct. Unfortunately, the manual's a little messed up on the back. I played this yesterday. It's a little goofy. The controls are not that good. The graphics are poor too. I was expecting more from this. It's an Electronic Arts game. I don't believe I showed this in the video. Super Shot Soccer, $3. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might have showed this, but this was cheap at a half price in a clearance section, but for online it's hard to find on the internet. And this was from East Starland. It's called C12. Very easy to find game. Very inexpensive. This is a very late release for the PS1. I think the last official game ever made for the PlayStation 1. This is only $3 or $4. It was made in 2002, believe it or not. It seems like an okay game. I play it a bit. This is Mario Kart DS. It's complete. I bought this on Amazon as well for a cheap price. I do surveys, give me Amazon money, so never ever played it until yesterday. So really looking forward to trying this out and seeing what it can offer. And then finally, I don't believe I ever showed this. This is Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. It's an official copy, real copy, for the Game Boy Advance. And for some reason this guy had this for $12. This game sells for a whole lot of money. And when I saw the picture, saw that this was a real copy, I had to get it. This is one of probably my favorite of the 3 Game Boy ones, but I really like Circle of the Moon, the first Game Boy Advance one. This is my favorite of the 3 Game Boy Advance games. These get hard to find for some reason. I'm not sure what that's all about. Thanks guys for watching. I know I don't make videos as much. I'll try to make more. So go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment box, because I'm thinking about showing my Nintendo boxed collection, and I want you guys to know if you're interested, or let me know if you're interested in that, and then I'll show it. I'll see you next time. God bless. Take care.